Hi there. Are you looking to get rid of the parasites in your body and you want to do it with something that's a little bit more powerful than herbal treatment? I'm talking about pharmaceutical non-prescription dewormers. That's what we're talking about today. Hi, I'm Pam Schmidt, chemical minimalist. This is one video in a series that I've been talking about Parasite Basics. I've got an ebook, a free one called Cleanse Parasite Basics. Please ask me for it if you don't see it in the description below, but it should be there for you. Let's get going. The last video I made, I talked about herbal and natural ways to deworm. Well, some people, I described that is low and slow. Okay, you've got to go at it a long time and be consistent and cycle the treatments. Well, maybe you just want to hit it a little harder. This is my favorite way of treating parasites. It's non-prescription pharmaceutical dewormers. These kinds of dewormers that I'm talking about are ivermectin and fenbendazole, and they've been around since the 1970s. They're very effective. You'll find them on the pet store shelves for dogs, cats, horses, sheep, reptiles. You'll find them by various names. Okay, so you kind of have to look and investigate a little so that you get the right things. But if they say, mectin in the name, or if they say zole, Z-O-L-E, they're probably going to be ivermectin or fenbendazole. Now, what I like about these is, first of all, I don't need a prescription. I'm a person who believes that 9 out of 10 Americans have parasites. Why would I go through all the rigmarole, old-fashioned word, of getting lab tests? I can be pretty sure I have them. I don't want the expense. I don't want all the hassle of going to a lab. So I'm just going to treat. There's very few risks in treating with pharmaceutical dewormers. That's why I'm doing this. So the fun thing to know again is you're going to see dosages and names of these treatments for dogs and farm animals, for reptiles, for all kinds of animals. You can buy ivermectin and fenbendazole by that name, marketed to humans, and usually it's a lot more expensive and it's harder to get. Okay, so I turn for ivermectin, I get the horse paste, equine. And there are a couple of different names. You'll find them on Amazon, and they work quite well. They come in a little syringe looking thing, and it's meant to be squeezed into their mouth. So I squeeze a little bit on my finger and take it in. It doesn't taste very good. They say it has apple flavor. I'd rather it didn't have flavor. It's kind of nasty, but just take a good swig of water afterwards. And the fenbendazole, I do have tablets. I did buy them online without a prescription. But if you don't get that, you can buy a syringe, a horse paste as well, and use that. Now, the important thing that I have to emphasize, and I want you to hear this. Are you ready? Got to hear this. You have to cycle treatments. You'll need to treat for at least 6 weeks to catch all the stages of the parasite life cycle. But you can't use ivermectin for the entire 6 weeks straight. Same with fenbendazole. All right, you need 4 to 5 days, week 1 of ivermectin. Then wait till the next week. The next week, 4 to 5 days of fenbendazole. Then go off and wait for the next week. Back to ivermectin, week 3. Little break. Back to fenbendazole, week 4. Take a break. Back to ivermectin, week 5. Back to fenbendazole, week 6. All right. If you wanted to alternate somewhere in the middle of that, you could go to the natural dewormers. Instead of, week 3 and 4, using ivermectin and fenbendazole go to the natural treatments that I've talked about in the other video. All right. Why do we do this? Because parasites are smart about defending themselves. And as soon as they go, oh my goodness, here's an attack on me, it's trying to kill me with ivermectin. Well, in those 4 to 5 days, it can't build up its defense or figure out its new game plan. Okay, it can't evolve. So then you give it a break. Then you hit it with fenbendazole, which does a little something different. And again, in those 4 to 5 days, the parasites don't have time to figure it out. Give it a break, come back to ivermectin, and it just keeps them unable to adapt. And so then the die-off happens. All right. It's really important to know about cycling. And when you do it like this, you can go for 6 weeks, 2 months. Then I'd take maybe a month break and then come back to it if you want to. Quite honestly, for myself, fenbendazole and ivermectin have been my favorite treatments. There's another one out there that I really enjoyed using, pyrantel pamoate, and it's like a custard, and I had to keep it in the fridge. And it was enjoyable to take because the flavor was kind of yummy. It worked somewhat, but it's not nearly as effective. And so that is why I recommend these two non-prescription pharmaceutical dewormers. Now, I'm going to invite you to two things. First of all, I have a free ebook called Cleanse Parasite Basics, and it covers a lot of the things that I had my initial questions over when it comes to purging parasites. And there was so much, and it was so overwhelming to me as I did all my investigating. I kind of geeked out on it, that I realized other people might have the same questions. That's why I put this ebook together. So I really invite you to get that book. If we're on a social media platform where there's a description down below, the link will be there. And if we're somewhere else, then just ask me for it because I really want it in your hands. The second thing I'm inviting you to do is join my January, February health challenge. And it's called Parasite Protocol Welcome Kit and Community. And we're going to be working on purging the parasites. You'll get a kit. There's 3 kits to choose from, so you're not stuck with just one way. You know, it can meet your needs. And it's going to be a 6-week treatment. It's going to be a weekly time of us gathering online and just talking about our experiences. And then I'll do a little mini lesson too, because I do want you to know your stuff. I don't want you to be forever dependent on me. I want you to have that freedom, that independence to claim your health. Now, let me tell you another thing. I really came to realize that my emotions, as well as my health, were definitely impacted by all the parasites that I had. And once I got cleaned out, I could feel lighter in spirit. It was like my thought processes went for the positive and the hopeful things versus always just focusing on the negative and the doom and gloom. My sleep health, my gut health, my pooping health, all really turned around for the positive once I got a large amount of parasites gone. Then spiritually, it made a huge difference for me. You know, I felt like I always say I had antenna that were kind of dirty because of all the sludge of parasites. And once I purged a bunch of them, it's like the antenna were receiving much better. God was always there. He didn't give up on me, but I wasn't in a receiving position. So I can get his messages and take action on it. And this video series is one of those actions because I want to share it with you. I'm inviting you to check out those 2 things I talked about. I'm inviting you to follow, like, and comment and share. Do you know someone else who needs this message? That's what I want. I'm here because God gave me this push to put this message out here for you, for others. I wish you a great day. Check out those things we talked about.